Mary was the kind of girl who made people turn twice. Not because she tried, she never even noticed. Her beauty sat on her like something inherited from old ancestors, quiet, soft, dignified. In Kondega Secondary School, every boy had tried to talk to her at least once. Some tried to impress her with jokes, others with borrowed perfumes, others with empty promises. Even coppers greeted her differently. Even male teachers softened their voices around her. But Mary always turned everyone down. She kept to herself, moved like a whisper, sat in front of the class, and remained number one in every exam. Nobody understood how she kept her head so straight with all the attention around her. What they did not know was that Mary was not acting of her own strength anymore. For months, Principal John, an elderly man in his late 50s, had been secretly drawing Mary into something dark. Not with lust, not with force, but with spiritual manipulation. He had visited a strange shrine in a faraway village, seeking powers to secure his position and reputation. The priest had told him, "Bring me someone pure, someone untouched by this world. Their destiny will strengthen yours." John didn't want to sacrifice Mary, not physically. He wanted to tie her spirit to his, believing it would give him wisdom, respect, and luck as principal. So every time Mary came to school, he made her drink tonic he claimed would help her focus. Unknown to her, those drinks were mixed with charms to link her spirit with his. That was why Mary rejected boys. That was why she excelled without struggle. Her destiny was being drained quietly. But Precious, John's wife, a sharp, respected woman in her late 40s, began to feel something shifting in her home. Her husband's clothes carried strange scents. He had dreams he couldn't explain. He woke up chanting things she didn't understand. Precious suspected he was involved with another woman. So, in secret, she visited an oracle. The oracle looked at her, shook her head, and said, "Your husband walks in shadows you cannot see. Rub this cream on the collar of his clothes. Whoever he has spiritually tied himself to will lose their mind in 24 hours. Precious did exactly as instructed. The next morning, she followed her husband to school quietly, hoping to catch him with a woman. But what she saw made her knees weaken. Mary was running around the school compound almost naked, laughing and crying at the same time, throwing sand on her head, speaking in tongues nobody understood. Students screamed. Teachers ran out. John froze in fear. Precious did not understand at first, until she watched her husband rush toward Mary with the kind of panic that came from deep connection. And then it hit her like thunder. Mary wasn't a stranger to her husband. John had tied Mary's destiny to his own. Precious screamed and began cursing him right there in front of the whole school. John could not explain. He stood trembling, watching his world collapse. Mary was rushed to the hospital, still muttering strange words. Tests were run. Doctors said her body was weak, her mind disturbed, her spirit shaken. A day later, her condition worsened. John and Precious sat outside the hospital room when the doctor approached with tired eyes. "She didn't make it," he said quietly. Precious gasped. John fell to the floor, wailing, holding his head. The manipulation, the destiny tying, the spiritual bondage, it had all backfired. Precious looked at her husband with disgust and fury. "You took an innocent girl's future," she spat. "Live with it." She divorced him the next day and left the house with nothing but her handbag and dignity. John, drowned in shame and haunted by guilt, couldn't bear the whispers, the pointing fingers, the disgrace. One evening, consumed by regret and spiritual backlash, he ended his life. Weeks passed. Precious returned to the hospital to pay Mary's outstanding bills. A nurse approached her gently. "Madam, Mary left something behind before she died." She handed Precious a wrapped cloth. Inside it was a baby, Mary's newborn child, born prematurely in silence before her death. Precious's breath caught in her throat. So much had been taken, so much destroyed, all because of her husband's greed for power. But as she looked at the innocent baby sleeping peacefully, she felt something soft settle inside her heart. She carried the child close and whispered, "You will not suffer for what others did. I will raise you as my own." And from that day, Precious became mother to the child left behind, determined to break every chain of darkness that had tried to swallow her family whole.